From Scream to Rob Zombie, it's 5 questions about horror movies asked by my friends from the Gruesome Twosome podcast. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks so much for checking out this show. Hopefully you are in the mood to relive some scary memories of movies you've seen in the past, because today's topic is horror flicks. I have 2 friends named Colin and Lauren who are engaged and are going to be on the show today asking me 5 questions as we sit down at a great brewery in Santa Clarita, California, called Pocock Brewing Company. I host trivia there Wednesdays from 7 to 9, and to be more exact, my friend Cam Malador hosts trivia there most Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. So you can play there for free on Wednesdays if you find yourself in that area. It's a great brewery, tons of amazing beer to try, especially the El Gallo Macho. That's the one I recommend you check out. And we did this sit down about a couple weeks ago. And I sat down with a bunch of different players there, and they kind of quizzed me on different questions. And this is a quick 5-question segment with those guys. You can check out their show. It doesn't come out on a very strict schedule, but they have a ton of episodes to go back and check out if you like horror movies and couples talking about them. You will love Lauren and Colin. I am very excited this week because I am done with a huge event that went down at Last Name Brewing in Upland, California. It was a sitcom trivia night. We had 75 players show up. So it was very, very cool. The last time we did a ticketed event there, we had 108 players, and it was pretty jammed, and we actually ran out of seating. We had to make up like new areas for people to sit down and have a beer and play some trivia. This time it was a little bit more manageable, and 75 people was a ton of fun. We did a round about Seinfeld, Friends, The Office, and The Simpsons, and just overall, The Simpsons had the lowest scoring round. People don't know The Simpsons as much as, say, The Office, which had some very high scoring rounds. But we raffled off tons of different prizes. Probably raffled off about 20 or 25 different things, like Daria, the complete series. That was one thing we gave away. Extras with Ricky Gervais, the complete series of that. A book of Seinfeld scripts from the first couple seasons, and a ton of different posters from different sitcoms and artwork that I found that was pretty cool online. So yeah, it was a pretty successful event, and I'll be doing a bunch of other events just like that one all around the country in cities like Chicago. Next month, September 14th through the 16th, I'll be in my hometown of Chicago at a restaurant called Hackney's doing a Disney Marvel Star Wars night, and a brewery called 350 Brewing Company in Tinley Park, Illinois, doing some sitcom trivia. So if you like that kind of thing and you're going to be in the Chicago area, definitely come play with me down there. I'll also be back in Chattanooga, Tennessee, October 19th through the 21st, doing some rock and roll bingo and some spooky trivia, some Walking Dead, some zombie trivia, some Halloween trivia. And if you wear a costume to that event, you will get some bonus points. So all that's available at triviawithbuds.com. If you want to see what's going on, just head over to the website, give it a click, and see where you can book me for an event and where you can play with me live in different major cities around the country. We're going to jump into this quick episode on a nice Monday morning here. Enjoy these 5 questions with Lauren and Colin. Here we go. Sitting here in beautiful Santa Clarita, California with my friends Colin and my friend Lauren, and they are from the Gruesome Twosome podcast. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good, how are you?
You guys have played trivia with me for the last year and a half or so, and you are now here to ask me some horror-related questions. You guys are big horror fans. What is your favorite horror franchise, Colin?
Scream.
Really? The Scream? Even 4?
Oh,
Enjoy 4?
Definitely 4, definitely.
Definitely 4. What do you rank the Scream movies real quick?
Oh, boy. 2...
What?
I'm sorry. 1, 2, 4, 3?
That's
1,
incorrect.
4,
You're
2,
wrong.
3.
1, 2, 4, 3 for the Scream movies. Very good, Lauren. What do you think of the Scream movies?
Weirdly enough, that's how we met. That's also my favorite franchise. It was the first question you ever asked me is what my favorite scary movie was, and I said Scream.
Wow, very interesting. Where'd you guys meet at? MySpace?
Tinder.
Tinder.
Oh, even better. The spicier MySpace. Very good. I started talking to my wife on MySpace 13 years ago through a message. We had a class together, and she was like, hey, aren't you in my class? Sweet pants, by the way. That was like the first message 13 years ago. They don't even have inboxes on MySpace anymore, so those messages are gone forever. But Tinder, are there messages? Are there inboxes on Tinder?
We actually did a thing back in December where we re-downloaded Tinder and we had a bunch of drinks, and Cam filmed it, and we reread our Tinder conversation, and it was awkward.
It was like a play.
It was like a weird Shakespearean play. It was like Othello. Cam was Iago. Very good. All right, we're going to jump into some questions you guys came up with. You guys have this show called the Gruesome Twosome Podcast. What do you do on this show?
We basically pick either a horror movie or sometimes we do multiple horror movies, like if it's a sequel or a TV show, and we basically just discuss it, whether we liked it or not, if we agree, disagree, what have you.
And when does this show come out? Does it come out every single week?
Typically, we try and keep it with Tuesdays to go with Gruesome Twosome Tuesday.
Very good. And you can find us wherever podcasts are found, Google Play, iTunes, etc.
Yep.
Very good. Gruesome Twosome Podcast. These two are very gruesome, and they are about to ask me some gruesome questions. Let's see how well I do on 5 random horror-related questions. Now, guys, I was a big horror fan probably from ages 12 to 22, and then I got, older, and I just don't watch a lot of horror movies anymore, so we'll see how I do. Are there any current questions or a lot of older stuff?
No, they
mostly like classic.
More recent.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how I do. Here's question number 1 from the Gruesome Twosome Podcast.
Okay. Question number 1. Which Friday the 13th movie was the first to feature the iconic hockey mask?
Oh, I know this one for sure. It was Friday the 13th 3, and the character that gives him the mask has a real putsy name. What is his name? Like Lenny or Sully or something like that? Do you guys know the name off the top of your head?
I don't remember that. The third one. That's always...
Shelley. It's Shelley. He kills a guy named Shelley, and that guy Shelley had a harpoon gun and a hockey mask. So Jason kills him and then takes the mask, and that becomes the iconic hockey mask. And that was the 3D one of my favorites of all time. All right, question number 1. Here's question 2.
Question number 2. Who directed the 2007 Halloween remake?
2007 Halloween remake. Had to be Rob Zombie, and that was, I saw this in theaters. No, I didn't see it in theaters, but I worked at Hollywood Video at the time, and I had free rentals, so I rented this and watched it with my friend Ron. And then number 2, the second Rob Zombie movie was pretty bad. I saw that in theaters, and a large guy got up during opening night of that movie and just started screaming, "Fuck this movie!" like in the screening, packed, sold-out show. Fuck this movie, and everybody was kind of like, yeah, fuck this movie. So that was kind of a weird instance with Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie remake sequel. But good question so far. Here's number 3.
Just to say, my dream job when I was growing up as a little kid was to work at Blockbuster.
Oh yeah.
And I actually applied, and they wouldn't hire me, and then they went bankrupt less than a year later.
That's what they get.
I got the last one.
There's one left. There's one left in Oregon, I've heard.
That's right.
I've heard. And I worked at Blockbuster for a while. I worked at Family Video. I worked at Family Home Video. And I worked at Hollywood Video. So I've worked at a lot of video stores. Out by me in Laverne, California, right next to me is a town called Pomona. In Pomona, they have a video store I think it's called Star Video, but it's literally the same decor as Hollywood Video. They just changed the name when it went out of business. It's the same everything, including DVD and VHS and everything. So Star Video, Pomona, check it out if you want a nice time capsule of video entertainment.
Question number 3. Which film featured the iconic quote, "Game over, man," said by Bill Paxton, R.I.P.?
Oh my God, that's funny. Game Over Man, said by Bill Paxton, horror movie. Game Over Man, Bill Paxton, horror movie. Now, we just talked about this during trivia earlier today. I don't know if he says this in that movie, but my guess would be Frailty, because he directed that and he was in it. Is that not correct?
Not correct.
Oh no, what is it?
Aliens.
Oh, you know what's funny about me as a horror guy? Never seen any Aliens movies except Alien vs. Predator 1 and 2. That's like a blasphemous statement, isn't it?
Yeah, Aliens is in my top 5 favorite horror movies.
Everybody loves it. I don't know why I haven't seen it.
I fall asleep every time we put Alien on.
He
Oh.
doesn't like super science fiction-y type horror movies.
But
He's
I'm
funny.
terrified of aliens, like actually coming to like signs and...
Sure, coming to get you.
Terrifying.
Shave your head. All right, here's the last question, number 5 for the gruesome. Oh, this is 4? So I missed the first. I got the first 2. I missed the third one.
Correct.
Here's number 4.
All right. What was the original title of Evil Dead? And bonus point if you can tell us why they changed it.
Dead by Dawn?
Incorrect.
Don't know. What is it?
The Book of the Dead.
Oh, the Book of the Dead. I I don't know why they would have changed that. Was there like a song or something weird out at the time where they're like, we can't conflict?
No, basically they didn't want the word book in it because they didn't want it to deter like young teenagers from coming to see it.
Oh, so kids were like, if book's in it, I'm not going to see it.
Exactly.
Book of Eli, tanked. No one saw it. Denzel Washington. Yep, that's why. People don't like books. That's a good question. Very good question. Number 4. So I'm 2 out of 4. Here's the 5th question. See if I can redeem myself over 50%.
Okay. This one, Dee Snider, lead singer of Twisted Sister, played the killer and directed which 90s cult horror film?
Oh, I know this story and I know about it. I have no idea what it's called. I'm going to say it's Dead by Dawn.
Wrong. It's called Strangeland.
Ah, Strangeland. Is it good?
It's really not. It's it's about like body modification and like people getting like stretching your earlobes and everything, and like his name's Captain Howdy in it, so from The Exorcist.
We're not going to take it. That was the answer I got wrong. So I got 2 out of 5. Nice job, Gruesome Twosome Podcast. Where can people find your show if they want to listen to it?
You can find it on just the podcast app on iTunes.
iTunes, yeah, and then SoundCloud as well.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Kyle and Lauren, have a great rest of your day, and stay safe out there. I hear Dee Snider's looking for a sequel for Strangeland.
Thank you.
Boom. How'd you do on those horror questions? I thought I did okay, I guess. I don't know. I always feel like I don't do the best of my abilities, but that is the plague of being a trivia host. You feel like you know everything, and then you know nothing at all. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you liked it, go leave a review. Trying to get up to 100, and we are at 96 reviews, I believe, on iTunes. So if you like this show, go leave me a nice 5-star ski. Let me know what you dig, and I will try to do more of that. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/trivia with Buds. You can see all the goodies you get over there, and we're almost at the end of August, which means September, Labor Day weekend, September 1st, rolling up here before you know it. Everyone's back in school, and what better time to throw a few bucks at your favorite show if you dig this show, and I will send you some amazing stuff in return. For $5, you get to pick one topic we're guaranteed to record within the month of that Patreon donation. And again, if you want to check it all out, go to patreon.com/trivia with Buds. I will be sending out some Parks and Rec coloring books, which were left over from that last sitcom event. So get ready for some of those. I also have some great enamel pins of Kevin about to spill a giant pot of chili on The Office, as designed by Drew A. Blank, friend of the show and friend of my life. Check all that stuff out, patreon.com/trivia with Buds. Thanks for listening to this episode. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Daily Trivia. Cheers.